Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video today, we're going to have a look at a wannabe YouTube lawyer that thinks because he watched 20-something YouTube videos, he knows how to represent himself in court. Another one of these guys that want to be a YouTube law scholar. But we leave that esteem only to our friend Chili. Watch how this guy gets owned by the judge and wises up at the end. So this is a good one, guys. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Alexander Green.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yep. Mr. Green, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney?
As of right now, I cannot afford an attorney.
That's why the court will appoint one.
I do not appreciate how I was just spoken to in the conference room. I will be providing.
So my question is, are you going forward today without an attorney? Yes. Okay. And Madam Prosecutor, your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Mandernack for the people, P84088.
What are we doing?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that at this time, defendant wishes to proceed pro se. I very briefly attempted to speak with him in the presence of a deputy. He was unclear as to whether or not he intends to remain pro se for the duration of the proceedings or if he is just pro se for this hearing. If defendant intends to retain counsel down the line, I would request that this hearing be adjourned. So that defendant
are you thinking you're going to hire your own attorney?
Nope.
All right, so you're not going to hire an attorney?
Nope.
Mistake number one with all of these wannabe YouTube lawyers is that they always want to go pro se because they think that they're nonsensical, irrelevant, and unlawful legal minds, legal mentalities, legal strategies will hold up in court. When in reality, as you'll see here, he will be laughed out of the courtroom. Just keep watching. You'll see.
Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to set this to trial?
I'm fine with pro se. I just want to be...
How do you want to proceed? That's the question.
Oh, with a jury trial.
Okay. Then you're going to represent yourself in front of a jury?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will appoint counsel to be here that day to sit second chair. You got any jury trial dates?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ma'am, it's Mandernack to...
Okay. All right. Stick around, sir. We'll get you a date.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Green, April 29th, 8:30 in the morning. Understood?
What is this for?
Your jury trial. You just said you want a jury trial.
Correct, but there will not be a conference, none of that.
Hey, idiot. That's literally what this hearing is for. This is the reason why people should never, ever represent themselves when they have no clue how the law works. I mean, it's obvious that this guy is completely outmatched, for one, and two, has no idea legally how these proceedings go forth.
No, that's what today's for.
So today we decided that I'm not.
Today you decided you didn't want to talk to anybody and you asked for a jury trial.
I tried to talk to him and he told me that I'm jumping ahead of myself. Everyone else that
okay, sir, listen to me. We're going to do this my way.
That's fine.
All right. You said you didn't want an attorney.
Right.
The prosecutor said you didn't want to talk to her. I said, how do you want it, sir? Do not interrupt me. Sir.
I'm trying to.
Don't interrupt me.
Yeah.
I asked you how you wanted to proceed and you said you wanted a jury trial. I got you a date. Now, do you want to do something other than a jury trial?
Yeah, ask a question.
Go ahead.
Every time I ask for a discovery packet, which is why I told him, I just tried to say the same thing. I'm just going to tell him that, and you can ask him to come back. Right? You had a question for me. Ask it. I don't need history to hear your question. What's your question for me? Why is it that when I express my rights, I'm talked to as if they don't exist in this county?
Well, I mean, you can't be a fake YouTube lawyer without asserting that your rights somehow are being violated. I mean, notice a theme with these guys. They expect to be in full control of court proceedings, and the moment that their tactics don't work, then they claim, oh, my rights are being violated. You're violating my rights. How have your rights been violated? You, because of your ignorance, simply don't know how court proceedings work. Your ignorance of the law is not a defense.
Not only has Van Buren tried to kick my door in,
listen.
Never.
Van Buren doesn't work for me.
That's not the problem.
This is a court case.
I understand.
What do you have a question for me about the court case proceeding?
Who would I talk to that doesn't cut me off so that I can get the story out?
What story?
That I'm being literally pushed out of my home because I cry loud.
This guy is such a non-lawyer that he has no idea that the purpose of the trial is to explain his case, to tell his story. Not these pre-trial conferences. You say you want to tell your story? Your job is to argue your case to the jury, not to the judge and the other lawyers. But this guy is such a YouTube law expert that he doesn't understand that.
That's got nothing to do with what's going on here. You're charged with domestic violence. What's in front of me, sir, once again, you interrupt me one more time, I will hold you in contempt of court. The first time, it's 1 day in jail. Are you clear about that?
I'm fine. I've done
more times. You're charged with domestic violence. That's what's in front of me. So the only thing that I've got to determine or make sure gets determined is whether or not on March 1, 24 in Van Buren Township, you committed domestic violence. So if there's a jury trial, I'm going to oversee the jury trial and let the jury decide whether or not if that crime was committed on that date. Anything else that you've got going on where your rights are being violated and everything else, that's not in front of me today. If you've got some rights violations you want to proceed with, then you can file charges, you can file lawsuits, you can do whatever you want to do about that. All I've got is a domestic violence misdemeanor. That's the only thing that's going to go in front of a jury on April 29th. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I have one more.
Go ahead.
So what is the normal procedure if I get a defense attorney?
Normal procedure would be you show up for an arraignment pretrial, which was scheduled for today. You would talk to the prosecutor, or if you have an attorney involved, you would talk to your attorney. That attorney would get whatever information he or she thought was necessary at that point in time. They'd probably talk to the prosecutor to see if there was any offer on the table. They might discuss an exchange of information, which is called discovery. Okay? Then they, being the attorney, would have some more conversation with you and decide what the next step is.
Okay.
That's how it works. Yeah.
So I watched like 26 YouTube videos before coming here.
Bad idea.
And I failed. So
bad idea.
That L and
don't watch video. Don't watch that crap on YouTube.
I guess you learned now, my friend. The judge shut this clown down immediately. He said you absolutely do not go to YouTube to learn how the justice system works. I mean, what kind of an idiot shows up to court and says, I watched 26 YouTube videos to learn how this works? By the way, my friend, you know there's only room for one constitutional law scholar and YouTube lawyer on the internet. That's our friend Chili DeCastro, a.k.a. Delete Laws. There's only room for one smartest person in the world, and that's our friend Chili. So I don't know, my friend. I think it's kind of risky that you want to be a YouTube lawyer. I don't think Chili will be too happy about that.
Well, I mean, nobody's answering my called so many times, and nobody will. They just
listen to me.
Wait, and then
listen to me. The attorneys that we have on our pool of attorneys, when we say, here's one of your court-appointed attorneys, they're great attorneys. They've all gotten lots of experience. What they won't do is let you dictate how things happen.
Right. Okay?
But as long as you're willing to play the game as they want to play it, they'll do a great job representing you.
Okay.
You want to start over? You want to hit reset?
Yeah.
You know, I've been waiting for one of these guys to do that. The moment that they realize and are called out for how stupid their arguments are. Do you want to start over? Yes. I mean, you rarely see that where people actually admit that their decisions were dumb. But I guess this guy knew better. So let's look at the judge's reaction to all of this. Now that our friend has an attorney and steps away, let's see how the judge reacts.
It was touch and go. It was touch and go for a minute. I give him credit for admitting that he watched 20 YouTube videos that gave him bad information. We should like snippet that out and save it, right? It's like, look, is this what happened to you? Yeah. Alexander Green.
Good morning, Your Honor. Petition manager for the people, P84088.
Daniel Batar on behalf of Mr. Green, Your Honor, he is approaching. Your Honor, we're asking for a final pre-trial on the 27th, where the complainant must appear.
Thank you. I'm sorry, 10/15? March 27, 10/15?
That works.
All right. And looks like there was an out-county arraignment, so bond is continued. Anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Judge, are we keeping the 4/29/2024?
No, scratch that. Mr. Green, I have to give you props.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right. You weren't here when after he was smart enough to let me talk for a while, he said, I made a mistake. I watched 20 YouTube videos and they really sent him down a rabbit hole. Fair way to say it? So I give you props for admitting that. I'm thinking somehow I'm going to have that playing on a loop in my courtroom because I think it gets a lot of people in trouble because they get their legal advice off of YouTube. All right.
We talked about that, Judge, and he's going to make sure in the future he does not do that.
YouTube, entertainment value, not...
Well, as the judge said, I do give that guy props. I mean, look, most people would have continued to dig a hole for themselves and either get locked up for contempt of court or make a fool of themselves in court. But this guy wised up and realized that he had no idea what he was talking about. Remember, there's only one YouTube lawyer, and that's Chili DeCastro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for your support. And hey, see you guys next time.